On this week's episode, Good Burger 2 is out, but will we want seconds? A new sitcom based in Boston is coming to ABC. Daisy Ridley talks about a new Star Wars movie and how Nicole Kidman feels about being the face of AMC Theaters. This is The Hub on Hollywood. I'm James.
I'm Jamie, and we are also the face of AMC Theaters.
We are. Hire us. Give us money.
Exactly.
We need it.
Here we go.
All right, Jamie, welcome back to another jam-packed episode of The Hub on Hollywood. I like that. What's up?
It's always jam-packed with Jamie and James.
Always jam. We are the jam pack.
All right, cool.
Speaking about jam and the cranberry sauce, jam, whatever, how was your Thanksgiving?
It was good.
Yeah.
It was good. I did, I got to help. I got to help assemble the feast and festivities and a little bit of the cooking.
Much
so that was, it came out great. I think it came out all right. I'm always harder on myself than others are, but I think it was all good in the hood. What about you?
Mine was good. We had a very small thing with my wife's mother and her house and her family members. My family's coming in next month for Christmas festivities, but this one was a smaller occasion. We actually were very productive. We had our Thanksgiving dinner, and we also got our Christmas photo shoot done with the little ones. And I told my dad that we're taking a photo shoot with the babies, with the kids, and expect the photos. And he's like, immediately send me the photos. It's like, no. You're gonna wait like everybody else is when theirs comes in the mail. And because I know my dad, he's just gonna, as soon as I email it or send it, text it, he's gonna post it right to Facebook or Instagram. I'm like, no. This is special. Babies first, Christmas. And
respect the process.
Respect the process.
Right, exactly.
And be patient. So that's what Christmas is all about.
It's amazing because your family's got the photographer that is you, like right then and there.
Yeah.
You know how much money you guys are saving?
And my wife is getting, and she is really good at Photoshop and photo editing and stuff.
That.
And so we gotta
between the two of you.
These photos are you're gonna love. So I expect in a week or two photos from Casa de Rojas. All
right.
They look professional, and they're like amateur professional because we worked on it.
Yeah, and James is a wonderful, amazing photographer. And if you want to buy some of his prints, which you should because they are gorgeous, where can they buy your prints?
You can find them at jamesrojasnews.com. All
That's
right. I love the plug.
Woohoo!
All right, that's what this is all about. Teamwork and plugging.
That's right.
Talking about teamwork, a lot of work went into getting this might be a good transition into getting Good Burger 2 made and released. And we can officially talk about it now that it is out in the open. It's on Paramount.
It is on Paramount Plus. Which, if you don't have it, there's free. You can do a free trial for a few weeks and watch it for a week, I think. But yes, Paramount Plus. Good Burger 2, filmed in Rhode Island with many local talent, including ding ding ding
ding ding.
Right here.
That's cool.
Yours truly.
Yeah.
So that was really fun. We filmed it back in March of this year, which is a quick turnaround. Normally, it takes a lot longer. We film it the year before and it comes out the year after. But I guess since it's straight to streaming, it was a little bit quicker. But yeah, it was roller skating.
Yeah,
roller skating for this.
So can you describe, without giving spoilers, like what the scene was?
Yeah.
And this was also shot in Rhode Island? Was it like an active
it was
skate shop?
It was a real location, real place where people can go, and it was like a family fun center with a roller rink, and it was so cool because it had like an arcade in the middle of it, and I've never seen a place like that. I wish I remembered the name, and someone will correct me down in the comments below on what the name was. But yeah, we got to spend the whole day there. We got to strap on the roller skates, not roller blades, but the roller skates. And we were there with Keenan and Kel, who are reprising their roles in Good Burger 2.
And both of them look like they have never aged.
Yeah, they looked really great.
They looked good.
They looked really great. And you know what? They were so fun and they were so gracious. And they chatted with a lot of people. And, we were there for a very long time. And they were wearing roller skates as well. So I think it was just great. It was a fun experience watching them act and then having them joking in between scenes and then roller skating with them. However, I fell on my ass.
Is it in the movie? Is it in the movie?
No, it's not in the movie. I really first take, very first. I'm not used to roller skates, James. Okay,
but when they ask you, can you roller skate? You say
absolutely.
Yes. Absolutely.
You fake it till you make it in this business, right? But very first take, they said action, and then they're like, wait, right? And I didn't know how to stop. I'm used to the brakes being on the back. And I just went, whoa! Completely. No. Like, I had this massive bruise, too much TMI right here. I had this massive bruise on my backside for like a month. It was so nasty.
The thing is, you have to continue.
You have to continue. You got to get back up and keep going and remember where the damn brakes are. But it was really fun. I couldn't sit for the rest of the day.
Did they give you like a period to like practice and warm up? Like put them on and get out there? Or
No, we did.
Okay.
We had a little warm up. We did, which was very considerate and nice of them. There was lots of pizza and drinks that we couldn't freaking eat because it's prop food, right? But it was real prop food, which is very tempting. So a lot of people did end up eating the prop food because we were there for a long time without lunch. So they were running out of props. But it was fun. It was fun. Keenan and Kel reprising their roles in this movie, and it is the essence, right, of the first one. This is 25 years later. We're visiting these two characters from This Is All That. This is all that. You ever watch all that?
Oh, yeah, of course, of course.
So it's so cool to see these characters that you love as a kid, you know, back on the screen, and not only back on the screen, but I got to hang out with them. Yeah. And so that was just really, really cool. And we had casting calls for Good Burger, too, and many of the other projects that film here in New England. So stick with the Hub on Hollywood.
Yeah, casting calls are going to be ramping up again.
Yeah, they're coming back. They're coming back with SAG, with the strikes over. The writing and the acting strikes are over. Movies are back into planning and production. So as those get ramped up, here on the Hub on Hollywood, we'll get you back on screen, and maybe you can hang out with me, or James one of these days.
Or James, or Sam Zillick with the shout out Sam, because he on Instagram shared a scene that he was in, also in Good Burger too, and also a shout out to a local young actress in Brockton, Alexis Turner. She played Ketchup in Good Burger too. Now, does Keenan or Kel have children in this movie?
Yes.
So one of them is like ketchup and mustard, right?
Yeah.
Is that a spoiler? I don't know.
I don't know.
Okay. Well, there's a local actress, Alexis Turner. So kudos to her, and hopefully we can get her on the podcast. That'd be cool to talk to her.
That would be really cool.
I know she's been doing the local media rounds. She talked to WBZ TV.
Yeah.
And so that'd be cool to talk to her.
Yeah, and a couple of the other children in the movie were these twins who I had a really fun time with as well, and I think they may be local as well. So we're going to reach out to them and have them here on the Hub on Hollywood as well if we can. So hit us up. We would hi.
Yeah, talking about trying to get people on the Hub on Hollywood, we are also going to be reaching out to local Boston comedian, local celebrity, Lenny Clark. Lenny Clark, I think it was during the Thanksgiving NFL games that a commercial came out with the new ABC show called Extended Family, starring Donald Faison from Scrubs fame, of course, and John Cryer from Everything. And so it's a new show coming to ABC, debuting next month. But in a quick shot, we saw Lenny Clark standing next to, I believe, John Cryer. And so I don't know what his role is in the film. And this is our shout out to you, Lenny. We're going to reach out to you, hop on the Hub on Hollywood. But basically, Extended Family is about... This is the synopsis. After an amicable divorce, Jim and Julia decide to continue to raise their kids at the family home while taking turns on who gets to stay with them. Navigating the waters of divorce and child sharing gets more complicated for Jim when Trey, the owner of his favorite sports team, the Boston Celtics, enters the picture and wins Julia's heart. So Donald Faison, he is playing a character who is also the owner of the Boston Celtics. They are probably filming in Los Angeles. I've heard nothing about local filming over here, obviously like on a sound stage in LA somewhere. But it takes place based in Boston. So So, of course, they had to be shooting exterior shots,
Yeah.
you know, outside the garden, you know, the Zakim Bridge. And so I'm sure they're getting all that stuff, too. But anytime Boston is put on the spotlight,
That's
it's good
right.
for us. Yeah.
Then you will be highlighted here on the Hub on Hollywood.
Yeah.
Speaking of the Garden, you ever watched the Hidden Garden? No, The Secret Garden. The movie's called The Secret Garden.
It's so familiar. It sounds so familiar.
So Ron and I, my husband and I, have watched this movie like just dozens and dozens of times. I don't know why we like it, but we like know all of the words and exactly. So there's a part where this guy's looking for his son in a dream. And it's like, you know, where is he? It's like, he's in the garden. And so now we like to go, he's in the garden. He's in the garden.
What's it about? Because it sounds so familiar. Like, who's in it?
It's about a little orphan, a girl who's orphaned. Her parents are wealthy. They live in India. There's an earthquake. They die. She gets shipped off to her recluse uncle's house, discovers that she has a secret cousin who's sickly and has been trapped in this house all of his life. Their mothers were identical twins, and they discover each other, and she finds this garden. She brings it back to life. She gets him out of the house and helps him heal. He wasn't actually sick. They were just, you know, keeping him locked up in that house. And so she heals not only the garden, but her family and all of that. It's a great movie. It's so sweet. And in the end, these cousins, apparently the cousins end up marrying each other, even though their moms were identical twins, which means they're more like siblings. It gets a little much, but anyways.
Who directed this movie? Like Woody Allen or somebody?
It was written a long time ago, okay?
Yeah, okay.
But, you know, sans that part, it's a really sweet movie.
Okay, Secret Garden. Shout out to that thing. Perfect. I'll definitely check it out. Talking about checking things out, you ever check out that commercial starring Nicole Kidman? Is that a good transition?
I guess so.
Yeah.
No, what is this commercial starring Nicole Kidman? So this is not the same thing?
This
as like
is the AMC commercial.
Right, okay.
Yeah. So if you've gone to an AMC in the past 2-3 years, like since the pandemic or after the pandemic, you know, they're trying to encourage people to get back to the movie theater. Apparently, AMC, they were like, we need to get somebody, an A-list star, to be in a commercial for us to publicize the theater, get people back filling up the seats. Yep. And they went to Nicole Kidman. You know, she is a big, obviously, lover of cinema. And when they asked her to be like the face of AMC, she jumped on it in a heartbeat. She wanted to, of course, also see the resurgence in people going back out, supporting local theaters, supporting AMC. One thing she did not expect was that the commercial would turn into a meme of sorts.
Everything gets memed now.
Everything gets memed, but she loves it apparently.
Yeah.
So Keith Urban, he was recently doing an interview with Chris Angel. Chris Angel has a podcast. In case you didn't know, in case you're looking for a Chris Angel podcast, there's one out there for you.
I'm glad he's still around.
He's podcasting now, and it's magical. But it's called Talking Junkies, and this is a quote from the podcast. She did it because this is Keith Urban. Quote, she did it because she loves movies. We love movies, and it was hard times for the theaters. So AMC asked her to do an AMC commercial, and it was a no-brainer for her to be a part of that. Never in a million years was she expecting for this to be a cultural thing. Admittedly, the first time I saw this, I thought it was very weird, just because the music is very grandiose, it's very mysterious, kind of like solemn, but also inspirational. You have Nicole Kidman walking into an empty movie theater, and she's like, this is where movies happen. This is where it feels good to cry and have a heart broken, and also yada, yada, yada. And so... But he goes on to say, what I can tell you is that the reaction is a direct result of the amount of people going back to the movie theaters to enjoy the movies, and that is exciting. And yada, yada, yada. Yada, yada, yada. But anyway, long story short, Nicole Kidman was not expecting that movie to... for that type of reaction, people to first kind of, I think, mock it in a way, but then also it grew on people. And again, it started becoming memes, and people started sharing it more, and it's become its own thing. But she's having a good time with it. Yeah. And so I do think, however, they have shortened it, because the first time I watched it, when they put it in the opening credits right before the film starts, I felt like it was like a minute 30. It felt long. Like, oh my gosh, she's still talking, she's still walking, she's getting popcorn now. What's going on here? And now I think they've shortened it down to like 30 seconds, which is good, tight 30 seconds. So I think that helps.
But she owns it, you know.
She owns
she's
it.
Nicole Kidman.
She's Nicole Kidman.
I think any other actor, you know, it would be very easy to make that like super cheesy or whatever. But she's got that gravitas. She captures you.
That Australian gravitas.
Gravitas. No, don't.
All right. Well, kudos to Nicole Kidman. Check out your local AMC or your local movie theater to support them because I love movies, you love movies, and whenever we can try to get out there when we have time.
And you know what? There are a lot of good things in the theater right now.
Yeah.
I was surprised. We've got the prequel to the Hunger Games. Right, the song of something
song
and something.
Of yeah.
It seems like every title of like so many books
Hunger
are now
Games,
this, of that, and that.
The Song of Fire and Ice, or something like that. The Song of Snakes and Leopards, or something like that.
Yes, exactly.
Yeah, that's exactly it.
But it looks like it's really good.
Yeah, I've heard good things about it.
And my son and I just watched Wish, the new Disney movie, and we'll talk about that in a little bit. But he really loved it too. So I mean, there were a lot of options. I was pleasantly surprised when we went down there and saw that there were some good movies to watch.
Yeah, last movie I saw was Killers of the Flower Moon. I was in there for 13 days watching the movie. And
he's still there right now.
I'm still there in the movie theater. My soul is still there. The movie is still going on. 3.5 hours long. We did a review in the last episode. Lordy. But it's a great movie. It is really good. I think it's going to be nominated for every Oscar out there. Lily Gladstone, again, I'm rooting for you. She needs a nomination. It could be 15, 20 minutes shorter. It really could. But
15, 20 minutes or an hour and 15 minutes?
No, honestly, I would say 15, 20.
Okay,
it does a lot with its runtime, but a little too much. But check out that review, a non-spoiler review, if you haven't, and go to your local movie theater. Support it.
That's right.
Talking about support.
Yes.
Okay, I'm like with this. Yeah, we support each other, and we support good Star Wars. Is that fair to say?
That is fair to say.
Okay.
Yes, good Star Wars.
Good Star Wars.
And we support Star Wars in general.
Yeah.
Even that stuff that breaks our hearts a little bit.
Especially the cast who have been burned by things out of their control.
Yes. Have been dunked in lava by things that are outside of their
Mustafar,
control.
Yeah.
Yeah, and you know, and there's always hope. Hope.
Would you say there's always a new hope?
There's always a new hope that whatever is new will be hopeful and better than.
Do you think there'll be a moment to strike back?
Yeah, I think so. Could this be the moment to strike back?
Could this be the moment to return to the Star Wars? Return of the Star Wars? Okay, we're done. Sorry, go ahead.
But yes, Daisy Ridley.
Daisy Ridley. So this one I was actually surprised because, of course, after the last trilogy of Star Wars, The Force Awakens, The Return of
the Return of the Jedi, The Last
Jedi, and The Rise of Skywalker, The Last Skywalker.
Yeah,
those ones, they were critically panned. I think. I mean, it's very divisive. I'll say that. Okay, I'll compromise and say they're divisive. Some people love them. I think more people hate them.
I mean, at least everybody agreed that they hated the last one.
Yes. So I was kind of surprised that not that Disney is going back to the Star Wars well, but they're going back with a character that, again, I think was among many other characters that were done dirty, done wrong during the filmmaking process, and that is Daisy Ridley, who of course plays Rey Skywalker.
Just Rey.
Just Rey, yeah. But apparently there will be a new Star Wars movie revolving around her character, and she did an interview with Collider recently. She says that the new film will be directed by Miss Marvel's Sharmeen Obaiyed Chinoy, with a script written by Stephen Knight, who's known for his drama series Peaky Blinders. She says that she's waiting to read a script, and could just be, or we could introduce new characters that join her little ragtag team. They can still be flying the Millennium Falcon and all that jazz, so you'll have like that little nostalgia. But I feel like this would be a good standalone, kind of like a standalone mission of Rey, kind of a master at this point, trying to building the new order and then rescuing this very gifted child.
Okay.
Yeah.
You know who you need to call then with your idea is Dave Filoni.
Oh.
Who has recently been
is he stealing my idea? Oh.
Yeah. Well, I mean, if you like copyright it, get a meeting with him, and, like maybe you get credited and paid for that idea.
Okay.
Or he could just lift it off of this podcast. I don't know. But he has been promoted to the chief creative officer over at Disney. And so he is now in charge of overseeing all of Star Wars and Lucasfilm.
Okay.
So he's the dude that you need to talk to. And I think that move alone makes me hopeful and happy for the future of Star Wars, presumably, and for any projects that might come with starring Daisy Ridley. I like your idea a lot because it focuses on her, right? It focuses on Rey as a master, as a Jedi, and creating this new world, this new order, and all of that. So it would be a great way to transition into a new story. I'm excited about your idea.
Yeah, she could fight like other like kind of dark force, like kind of Jedi, turn evil, or some monsters, some aliens. You can add a lot of beats. My last thing I would add is that the director would be Gareth Edwards, who directed Rogue One, who directed and created The Creator, which I love this movie. He's really good. He's just really good visual storyteller also, and he's very good at pacing and everything. So he nailed Rogue One of the better Star Wars projects and standalones. Yep. I think he would be very good behind the wheel with this one.
I think that we would probably want it to be a single one-off movie, and then if it's really, really good, then it might be worth more. So kind of use it as a litmus test. Yeah, so
let it end. Let it like have a definitive ending. So in case there isn't a part 2 or 3, it could stand alone.
Yeah, exactly. All right, do you want my idea?
Yes.
All right.
Okay.
You're going to be mad at me.
Oh, no!
Eventually, but you'll like the first part.
Okay.
Okay, so, yes, we meet Rey, right? It's been, I would say, more than 5 but less than 10 years since the events of the last movie.
Okay.
Anybody who knows me, anybody who has followed the Hub on Hollywood knows how I was betrayed by this last movie and how much the relationship between Rey and Kylo Ren mattered to me, right? And how I thought it was unique and different and interesting and new. I don't want to make that the central tenet of what this kind of a movie would be, but it's going to be in the background. It's going to be a side quest, let's say. We've been learning a lot about the world between worlds and, seeing these things in the supplementary sort of Star Wars universe content that exists out there. And I would love for the world between worlds to play a part in my story as well, in a new Star Wars movie that maybe at the very end, at the very, very end, she makes a journey to the world between worlds. And who do you think that she finds there waiting for her?
Han Solo.
Close. He's a solo,
Princess
all
Leia.
right. He's a solo, all right. I believe that Princess Leia sacrificed her life and used her last energy and essence to save her son, and he's waiting there in the world between worlds for another chance to reemerge, not as Kylo Ren, but to be the Ben Solo that he could have been and that we all really, really needed. That sassy son of Han that, there was so much potential for that character there. But again, that's not going to be the main thing of of my idea for this standalone Star Wars movie, but it is going to be a part of it. I really like the idea of exploring the concept of the gray Jedi. Okay, I don't think that it's something that was given enough credence, enough attention in previous Star Wars movies, and by creating this forced, contrived dichotomy, light and dark, and you're only one or the other. It's not true to life. What is art, James, if not a painting upon which we show what life is like, what is reality, what is humanity, what is the human experience. We paint it with these movie brushstrokes. I'm just going to get all over dramatic now.
I love it.
So I would really love to explore the idea of the gray Jedi, of the people who are able to tap into this power and be something in between, and who are not afraid to embrace both the light and the dark, because there is power to both, right?
Yeah.
And what is the strength? The strength is in the balance. All right. I want Avatar: The Last Airbender kind of woven into the Star Wars universe. I want that philosophy and Star Wars together, because I feel like it's so much more realistic, it's so much more tangible, and it speaks to me more. So I would like to explore a new Jedi Order that is both light and dark. That has a little bit of both and helps navigate.
Oh, that's where your Ben Solo comes in.
The complete human experience. And yes, and that's where the Ben Solo would eventually come in. And then maybe she brings him back from the world between worlds, and he's working on his part to heal the damage that he's done, but, you know, and gets a chance to pass on those things that are beneficial in teaching the new generation of Jedi that are going to be way more balanced and actually bring peace to the galaxy and the universe, instead of having this perpetual contrived, let's build another Death Star.
Yeah.
If I see another Death Star, James, I don't know what I'm going to do. I don't know.
I'm going to shoot a torpedo down that exhaust port.
I'm going to jump on my land speeder, and we're going to take a trip down to Lucasfilms. And just shake our fists.
So I'm sensing themes of the film. Do you have like a base? Like, what would Daisy is the film her trying to understand what the best way to make a new Jedi Order would be?
Yeah, I think so. I think that would be a really great way to
Is there someone trying to stop
it.
her? What's the conflict?
I don't know. I don't know yet. I haven't gotten that far.
Okay.
But she's trying to build this new Jedi Order without making the same mistakes as Luke Skywalker and, you know, and all of her predecessors. And she needs the wisdom of sort of everyone around her to make this complete. And of course, since we are now post New Order or whatever, was it the New Order?
Yeah,
no,
new Jedi Order.
No. The one that fell. The First Order.
The First
there we
Order,
go.
yeah.
Since we're post First Order, right? There's always going to be power struggles and power pockets, and so maybe somebody's trying to consolidate power, and she needs both the light and the dark to defeat them and really create a path that the universe and the galaxy can follow. I know those are all really broad concepts, but
I have a pitch.
Okay.
Chewbacca is the antagonist. He's fed up with the Jedi.
Why?
He's like, you know, these Jedi have done nothing but cause trouble and problems in my life. I'm old. My best friend's dead.
Aww.
You're all done. And he goes on a rampage to build his own super Death Star.
His own, like, Chewie star?
Yeah.
His own Wookiee star?
The Chewie back station.
Okay.
You hear this, Dave Filoni? You better not steal this idea, because this is ours.
The quality ideas that you get here on the
I like your your vision.
You know what I love about Chewie? Chewie is
he's
like
a homie.
He's like everybody's dad.
Yeah.
And he does not get enough credit for being this like steadfast character.
But you saw him receive that medal at the Last of the Rise Skywalker. That pays off, right? From
no,
the
that's
first
not enough.
No,
that's
they
not
gave him
enough.
a medal finally.
Chewie deserves more love.
No, they gave him a medal. It's even.
He's got a medal.
He's even. That's what he wanted, right? That's what this whole trilogy series led up to.
Chewbacca.
Him getting that medal that he was
But you see where I'm going with this? Like,
yeah.
Light and dark. Something in the balance. Something that is more realistic.
Yeah.
Because I'm tired. I'm tired of contrived stories. I'm tired of light and dark fighting each other and perpetual war. I'm over the Star Wars, okay? I want Star Peace.
Star Peace.
Can we name it Star Peace?
Well,
nobody would watch that. It'd be too boring. But.
It's just people just going about their day.
And I want Daisy Ridley in beautiful gowns. Give her an opportunity to be a diplomat and wear something really, really nice.
But if she needs to throw hands, she can rip it off and like pull lightsaber out.
Hell yeah.
Yeah.
That's what it's about.
She's like, oh, you guys don't want to talk this out? Well, how about lightsaber your butt? Yeah. All right. Well, what's your theory? What would you like to see happen in this new Rey, centric, which, the original one was supposed to be Rey-centric. It's supposed to be. This new Rey-centric Star Wars movie.
And Finn Jedi.
Because Finn's back? Is Poe back?
Was done such a disjustice.
Yeah. Or is he done with it, too? It's like, I was done in Justice, and I'm done with being a Jedi.
He gets to be Rey's partner.
A water farmer.
In actually building a new order.
Okay.
And he gets to flex his Jedi powers, too. Let's get Finn what he deserved, from the beginning, too.
Let's get Finn. Hashtag, let's get Finn what he deserves. It's a long one, but we'll get it going. Speaking about Star Wars, from Star Wars to wishing stars.
Wishing upon a star, yeah.
Wish.
I wish I may, I wish I might talk about Wish tonight.
We will. So before you do, I heard this was like to celebrate Disney's 100 years of being Disney. This was like the movie that they decided to make that kind of showcases all of Disney's skills and everything. Is that, did you get a sense of that? Or
so yes, that is sort of the idea behind it. I feel like a lot of people weren't impressed with the animation style. That seemed to be something that people were a little bit on the fence about or criticizing online. I personally had no problem with it. I thought it was new. It was a new kind of animation style. It was a little bit like everything was almost kind of like a painting. But you cannot argue with how beautiful the lighting was. I went into this not expecting much, quite frankly, from the trailers. I was expecting it to be sort of dumb and about a talking goat and some dancing chickens and dumb jokes. And what I got was a very intricate and beautiful plot. There are some minor criticisms that I have, but overall, it was a lot better than I was expecting. My son loved it. And my son is just as, he's got a critical eye. I mean, he doesn't like just
takes
anything.
After his mama.
That's right. That's right. We're going to get him here on the Hub on Hollywood. Check out our older episodes, and you'll see him running around in the background. But I thought it was really beautiful. And so if you don't mind, I'll just talk about the synopsis. It's about a young woman named Asha who is coming into her own. She's interviewing to be the king's apprentice in this idealistic kingdom with this king who is magical, and he grants wishes, but he also steals wishes. James, we come to learn that anybody who wants to live in this kingdom, they give their wishes to the king with the hopes that he'll grant them, but he actually does not grant the vast majority of those wishes. He holds them hostage, and then the people who give their wishes away then forget their wish. They don't remember what it was that was their heart's desire. So we learn very early on that a wish is the best part of ourselves. When you wish upon a star, that homage to everything that is Disney. And I think that comes across really nicely in this movie. And we get a new song about wishes that my son has not stopped singing and that he's actually been mocking me with, but that's a whole other story.
I've heard.
Yeah. So I make this wish. It was really lovely. And there's parts throughout the movie where you see like Peter Pan, like one of the little wish bubbles is somebody wants to be Peter Pan. And like you see little homages to all of the movies that Disney has done over the last 100 years.
Does this take place during modern day?
It's in a magical kingdom somewhere in the real world in like medieval-ish times.
Okay.
But anyways, Asha has to save her kingdom. She makes a very powerful wish on a star. When she learns about what the king is doing, she takes her wish and she makes it on a star, and the star comes down and helps her to free everybody's wishes, right? And that is the challenge, right? King Magnifico, who is played by, I think it's Oscar Isaac, but I'm not 100% sure. I'll look that up really quick. But maybe you can look that up real quick. The voice was very familiar. There's great comedic relief for the kids. I also like that it tackles the trope of the one solo hero. And I think this is a problem with a lot of Marvel movies right now. It just feels unrealistic. It's like, the hopes of the world are on this one person to save us all from this one, the entire world. In this movie, everyone has a part in the outcome. Everyone has a part in overcoming the villain. Everyone is a star. Right?
I like that.
And I really like that a lot. So it's about everyone claiming their power as stars, as unique and self-determinative people to defeat the seemingly undefeatable megalomaniac king, right? And in doing so, they're taking their power back. They take their wishes back. They thought that they had to give up their wishes in order for them to be granted, put it in somebody else's hands. They take their wishes back. They take their power back, right? To make their own dreams come true. So, because we are all stars, we don't need to put that power in anyone else's hands. We have that power. So I just really loved, right? I really loved that idea behind this movie. And I thought it was just, wow, so much more complex than I was expecting and timely with everything that's going on terrible in this world. I thought it just had a really wonderful message that is completely lost in the marketing. Like, you don't get a sense that this movie is going to be this profound.
Yeah, the biggest takeaway is that there's a talking goat that sounds like Patrick Stewart, but I think is Alan Tudyk.
Yeah, and
but Valentino, who's the goat?
He has a low voice, and he finds things with his butt, and there's dancing chickens and lots of butt jokes. That's for the kids, but I think the overarching theme and plot is a really wonderful message for adults right now in troubling times and whatnot. I think I got something really special out of that movie, something that I think people are not really talking too much about, and you don't really get a sense for in the commercials or anything like that. But I think it's really worth watching and taking that message home with you, because we all are stars. You're a star.
You're a star.
I'm a star.
You're a star.
You're a star. Exactly. So, and in reclaiming that, I loved it. I loved that. I wish more movies had that theme, had that messaging, and showed that people can be powerful. You don't need the superhero. You don't need the one, chosen one.
Yeah.
You are the chosen one.
So it's in theaters right now. Do you recommend people buy a ticket or wait for streaming on Disney+?
I recommend go buy a ticket. Go buy a ticket. The music is just as beautiful. I enjoyed the animation style. I know some people might be on the fence about it, but I really love the story and the theme behind this. And I feel like Disney knocked it out of the park. Some people might not agree, because everybody likes to be contrarian nowadays.
That's not true.
No. What? How dare you? But, Mickey's in the house, by the way.
All right, go Mickey.
Mickey. And normally I'm not just here to just barf love over everything that Disney does, right? Evil corporation, whatever. Yeah. But I did love this movie, and I'm honestly surprised that something like this got made.
All right. Well, you heard it here, folks. Go check out Wish. You don't have to wish to see this movie. It's out in theaters right now.
Yeah.
Speaking about, no easy transition, but Chris Pine was Magnifico.
Chris Pine. That's the voice. Sorry, Oscar.
No.
Yes, it was Chris Pine, and he did a really great job.
I'll do a Chris Pine segue. Speaking about Chris Pine, I just saw on HBO Max Dungeons and Dragons.
Yeah.
It was good.
Isn't that fun?
It was good.
It was a great movie. That was fun.
I really liked it. So that's what I watched recently. So check that out. It's on HBO Max right now, I believe. I think that's where I saw it. But Dungeons and Dragons, really good movie. I heard it was good. I just never had the time to go see it. I had a free couple hours, so I put it on. It was very fun. Yeah. Very fun. Hugh Grant. I love Hugh Grant. Anytime he could play like a villain, a fun, quirky villain, I'm all for it. He was a villain in Paddington 2. Nailed it. Knocked it out of the park.
Yeah, so, all those characters were just so charismatic, and the chemistry between them was just... That made the whole movie. Yeah. It didn't matter what the CGI looked like.
It looked good too. It didn't look bad. Michelle Rodriguez, I'm not crazy about her. She's in good stuff. She's in like all the Fast and Furious movies, whatever. But she's really fun in this movie. So I enjoyed her. Everyone was good. So I wish more people would watch that one too.
Yeah.
Well, thank you for watching us here on the Hub on Hollywood. If you are not already, be sure to follow us on social media. We are at Hub on Hollywood, anywhere and everywhere. Facebook, Instagram, TikTok, Twitter, Threads. We're on Threads.
Yeah.
So James Rojas, MMJ on Twitter, James Rojas News on Instagram.
J Blanco Newsy. And Lady Jam 21.
I think you told me, Lady Jam is, Instagram and Threads.
Yeah.
I think you've told me before, Lady Jam. What did that come about?
I'm a lady and I'm a jam, so Lady Jam.
All right. Mystery solved. Well, let us know what you think. Have you watched Wish? Have you watched Dungeons and Dragons? Let us know what you would do with a new Star Wars movie starring Daisy Ridley and Good Burger 2. If you're in the film, reach out to us. We'll give you a shout out, and maybe we can talk to you too.
Exactly.
But
until then,
I'm James.
I'm Jamie. See ya.
Bye. All right. Do.